Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing alright. So this is a video for a response video to Tribe Accelerator. I mean, it's again, it's aligned with what Teal Swan was talking about with resistance leads to persistence. He's essentially telling people that jerking off or watching porno and jerking off is bad, and I totally agree. I've spent many years of my life. Yeah, I say years, hours, but it's been going on for years. I try not to watch it anymore, but I've watched a lot of porno, and it does make you feel like shit afterwards. And what he said in his video was he was essentially telling people that he knows it's bad, but then he's like telling people to go ahead and do it, but then he's telling people to feel the effects, to listen to the effects, to notice the effects of how you feel after you're done doing it. And by being aware of the effects of how you feel after doing it, you're eventually going to develop a natural resistance to not want to do it anymore. And it's like, to me, that's coming from somebody who probably doesn't really have the most addictive personality, because again, like drugs, alcohol, even pornography. I mean, I've spent many hours of my life jerking off, watching porn, knowing that it's a bad thing to do, knowing I'm going to feel like shit after doing it, and yet I've continued to do it for a very long time, and even knowing that I'm gonna feel like shit afterwards. So it's like, I mean, if you really apply that philosophy, that principle, that's essentially like telling people to do, like, hey man, if you feel like killing somebody, go ahead and do it until you kill enough people to go, you've developed a natural fucking mechanism inside yourself to where you don't want to kill. That's not the way energy works. The more energy or the more attention you put into something, the more you're going to absorb that activity, the more that activity is going to absorb you. So it's like that. It doesn't work that way. There's a time you got to make a choice to just stop doing something because it's bad. There is a right way and a wrong way. There is a good and a bad. Good is all about perpetuating love and life. Bad is the opposite of that. Telling people to go and experience bad shit just so they get enough bad shit in their system that doesn't mean that they're going to eventually just be like, oh, I don't want to do bad shit anymore. No, sometimes you get stuck in that cycle and that fucking self-destructive loop, and you can't get out of it. And the more that you get into that loop, the deeper you get into that loop until you find yourself into a dark fucking, abyssal fucking pit of hell. And a lot of people can't get out that shit because they're so fucking far down in the low vibrational realm that they're stuck. And then they're fucked. And it comes from, I mean, that type of psychology can perpetuate people into that fucking hole that they can't get out of. Now, everybody's different. That's why, like, that one rule fucking way doesn't work for some people, bro. Because it's like telling me, hey, why don't you just go and continue to drink? I had a friend who was an alcoholic who died from liver failure before he was 40 years old. He knew it was bad for him, but he kept on drinking because he was an addict, because he was addicted to it. He didn't develop a natural resistance to stop drinking. He kept on drinking until he killed himself because he didn't know how to stop. So it's like, be careful when you tell people these things, because you are not perpetuating the greatest health and well-being for the rest of these people as you might think you are, man. But again, with Tribe Accelerator, like, I'm not trying to come off like angry or pissed off at you or anything. I do feel like you're really trying to help people in what way you think is right. I'm just disagreeing with you. I don't think it's good for people just to continue to do bad habits until they develop a natural resistance to the bad habit. I think if you know you have a bad habit and you're not happy with it, stop. Try to pick up a good habit, pay attention to a good thing and absorb that goodness and keep going with that goodness, perpetuate that goodness, and you're going to become more of that goodness. And eventually you won't want to do the bad thing because you've got so much good energy in the good energy field. You're going to be like, why would I want to touch this bad shit when I got all this good shit here? So anyway, that's just my thoughts. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.